Hey everybody, welcome to Lisa's Art Room. Today we're going to be working some more on my field notes junk journals. Just make sure this volume is okay. Somebody hopefully let me know if the volume's okay. I'm going to get you guys pulled up on my other device. Sorry I'm running a few minutes late. Technical issues. Hey Lori. Thank you for letting me know the sound's okay. All right. Whew. I'm out of breath. I've been running around like crazy. I was trying to print stuff, and of course it wasn't printing right, and one of those days. Anyway, I am ready. I've got both the journals sitting here. So here's one, and here's the other. And they've got their stuff glued on. I'll show it to you with the camera up the right way. Right now it's backwards. So I think we're good. We got a few people on here. I'm going to go ahead and pull the camera up top so we can get started. So I don't know if y'all have noticed any difference in quality of the videos lately, but I think Facebook has changed their definition on these, because it used to be 720 and now everything is like 320, 360. I don't know what the number is. It's 3 something, and the last one I uploaded to YouTube was horrible and I couldn't fix it. I tried uploading it twice. So I apologize if some of these lives are just not great quality. Hopefully they'll improve. Once I get set up to do lives on Facebook and a device that can handle the the setup and everything, I'll probably switch over to not Facebook but YouTube. I prefer, I think, just to do it there, because Facebook keeps changing everything, and now they're deleting all the videos in 30 days. And there's just a lot of issues, so I'm debating on what I'm going to do there. But anyway, so let me show you this. So this is the one with Dawn's stuff on it that we glued on. So you can see how pretty that is with the glossy. I'm doing it at an angle because it won't show up otherwise. So I think that turned out real nice. That, and then Bonnie chose the matte finish, so hers are on there in matte. They both have little brads in the label, and then quite a few butterflies and moths added to this one. So very cute. All right, so today I think I'm going to try this pocket I saw with Seven Plaza. I haven't done one, and it's a really popular pocket. I've seen them around. I know she's been doing it for a while. I'm going to give it a shot. I think I found some 6x6 papers, because it calls for that I can use that will match this okay. And then I've got a couple other things if we get to it. We'll see how much we get to, but at the very least I'm going to do that. And it's like a 7 pocket, maybe 8, I don't know, 7 like tuck pocket. So it's kind of interesting, but I'm going to try to do that. So I'm going to mostly do this one I think today, and we'll see if I get to them both. I'm going to try, because I want to do, I think Bonnie's going to want it a little more florally than Dawn, if I'm reading y'all right. I don't see Bonnie yet. She might not be on today. We'll see if she comes on. We're going to start on this one, so I just got to figure out where I'm going to put it. Although I don't have to figure out where it goes yet. I could figure that out later. I had a couple of pages I thought that I printed. feel like, because I think I have 6 or 7 in here right now. I was going to also add some envelopes, so there will be some junk mail envelopes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think all of them are 6 and 1 is 7, if I remember correctly. I did have a couple of pages that I added. So I saw this when I went to look up the link for Seven Plaza for her field notes set that I bought, gosh, a year and a half ago maybe. It was when I did the nature journal for Dawn. And she made a new set. So now she has field notes too. And I was like, oh, field notes too. Well. So I did end up purchasing field notes too. I don't know if these were from it. I think they might have been. They look very, very similar, of course. I've started printing out where I'm getting things because I never can remember to tell y'all. All right, so let's see. This fall bounty that I did with my fall journal, I noticed it had a bunch of mushrooms. So I'm going to be pulling probably some of those. All right, so let's see. What is this one? Can I tell? It looks like... I don't see it in there. Field notes to freebie, maybe? Not in that one. Where's the last one? I forgot I bought these last year. Well, probably longer than that, but they're dragonflies and flowers. I have to find the file, but I'm going to print some of those out when I find it. It's somewhere in my billion files. All right, I think it's in field notes too, but let's see. Like I said, they're very, very similar. So, all right, so this is field notes 2 for sure. And this one, so this one's 2. I actually laid one on top of the other one. I liked this background, this right here, but I wanted to put one of the other ones on top of it because I wanted something on the edge and I couldn't find one with an edge, so I just laid it on top of it and printed it that way. Let's see. This is... Goodness, this is so tiny. I had to print it tiny because I didn't want to print 500 pages. There it is. So this is also field notes 2. All right, so they're both field notes 2. And what I'm going to do with these is fold them over a little bit. I'm trying to give us a couple different versions. So which one looks like something Dawn would like? I think that Bonnie's going to like this one because it's a little more florally and she tends to go for that. So I'm going to put that one in Bonnie's. And if you decide you don't and you want that one too, you can have that one too. Just let me know, Dawn. I'm making decisions for you here. I only printed out 2. So what I'm going to do is fold this right where that edge is. And it's going to give me a piece on the back. Get it to fold where I want it. It's just like extra writing space. I thought it would be fun. So there's that, and then this one. I could fold it either direction, depending on where I put it in the signature. It doesn't really matter. I'll probably put it on one of these pages that have 6. Let's see, what do we got in this one? I'm just going to try to find a spot that it would fit in. That might be a good spot. So maybe there. One of these had 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That one's got 7. So this one must be another 6. So I could put it here. I think I'm liking that spot best. So I'm going to put it here. I'm just trying to add a little more. So if it goes like this, and this would be like that, And that would be like that. I like the green with that, so that works. And then this, I think I will fold this one in as well. I do have a little fold there. I didn't notice because the other side was the whole thing. That's okay. We'll have two with little folds. Doesn't really matter. Fold this one about there. So that one will be like that. And I may glue it down, make it a pocket. I may not. And then that'll be like that. So a couple little more just pieces that are, you know, stuff going on. So that's for that one. And then let's throw this one in Bonnie's while I'm at it. Bonnie has not told me for 100% she's going to buy this, so it could end up going for sale. I don't know. She's debating. And I'm sure it's going to, you know, like all of us, depend on budget and all that. All right, so where can I put this one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So maybe... possibly 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. So far I have the 7s in the middle on both of them. Oh, this has what, one of those too. Maybe I'll stick it there. Or there. Hers has a lot more brown spots. All right, I think I'll put it, let's see where it looks good. So this side will be folded right here. Let's see what it looks like here. Looks good with that. And then if I put it, where's that other spot? There is a little bit of pink in it, not a lot, but a little bit. Or I could put it here. Go ahead and fold that so we can see what it looks like. Okay. So what happened there? It fell out there. Put it there. That's not bad. It's a lot going on, but I'm probably going to make that longer with something. I don't know what. That's not bad there. I think I'll just leave it there. All right. So there's hers. I'll put it in for now. And let's start making our little card. And I'll see if I can find a spot to put it. It's going to be, it's basically one of these type, but it's got 2 more pieces to it. But prettier paper. I just was practicing. I wanted to see if I could get my punch in there after I glued it, because she does it after she glues it. Excuse me. But mine barely fits in there because mine's deeper than hers. She had a narrow punch. But my punch is kind of thick. So I might glue mine after instead of the way she did it. And I'll be linking her original video. She didn't have a name for it. It was just in her like using up 6x6's video. But I'll link it. So that's a nice plain spot. Plain spot. It's going to be a pocket, so I don't want it maybe where, you know, too many pocket things are going on. Depending on the paper I use, possibly where that pink is. I think I'd rather have a sturdier page, but it's not absolutely necessary. I could put it on that, although it would cover up the, no, it'll cover up the nest. I'm going to do something here that won't cover up the nest, because the nest is really cute. I could put it in this side. It'll cover up a little bit of the birds, but that's okay. They're on this side too. It's not real wide. It's only like that wide. I'll just have to see if my colors that I'm picking work with it. If not, I'm sure I have another relatively firm piece of paper in here. I try to make sure I include some heavier pieces. This blue is nice. I don't know if it'll match. We'll see. That's also good. It's a good grunge background, and that's good. Okay, so this one, maybe. Let's look at their colors. So I found a couple of old pads I had. So I have this one. This is a 6x6 by Panalisa. So it's got my name in it. It's funny. I've had this for a while. I probably got it off of Amazon. It's possible it was Temu, but I didn't buy a lot from Temu. I only bought a little. I think it was Amazon. But it has, you know, kind of vintagey looking stuff. And I thought that for good background pieces, I could either use this or this. I think one of those, possibly. I'm just going to pull these out. Hopefully I'll remember where they go. I should be able to. Who's this by? Does it say on here? It just says map paper. It doesn't really say the company. Maybe Worldwide is the company? I doubt it. Oh, there, it's Panalisa. It's the same company. Can't hardly see it. All right, so it's the same company that's from. But it had just some writing, and then this kind of like a ledger thing. So both of those were nice for just a plain piece. So that's option. And then I'm doing well, thank you, Kim. All right. And then I saw this one. This was one I bought at Hobby Lobby, called Bright Vintage. And I know for sure Bonnie will love this, but I'm not sure about you, Dawn. Some of them are, I think, grungy enough to stick with, you know, more of the typical Field Notes look, but there are some definitely Field Notesy type stuff in here. So I'm thinking there's some pretty butterflies that have green. That could be a great background with that. You have to have two types. You want it to be overall design if possible. And then just some plainer ones. Must have been 3 at one point. So I'm thinking I'm going to use these colors on Bonnie's. Do you like this one, Dawn, with the butterflies? Or do you want me to stick with more of a vintage look? It'll have decorating on it too. So I can do these vintagey papers. 2 will be one of these and 2 will be one of the others. So you like the first 2? That's what I thought. Okay. All right, so we'll save these for Bonnie. I'll pick her out something when I can talk to her. We'll concentrate on yours today. I think this green is nice, though. Trying to see if there's any kind of a direction. Not really, it goes in kind of all directions. I would say this is the biggest direction, so we'll probably fold it this way. And then, let's see, what looks good with that. They all look good with it, but let's see if I like one more than the other. Do you care, Dawn? This one has the same sort of writing as this one. You can't see it, it's in the background. I don't know if you can see it or not, but there is this type of writing in the background of this. So maybe this one. I think it might blend well together. And then we'll have to figure out what I'm going to do for decorating it later. A whole bunch of stuff I printed to choose from. Hopefully it'll work. All right, I'll pick. And this says, let's see. I see compass. I see compare. I'm not sure if any of it will show. So I'm trying to debate because depending on how it's on here, when it's folded up, part of it's going to be possibly upside down. Probably upside down. It's not a big deal because it'll be covered with a lot of stuff too. I think I want the green on the outside. I'm trying to remember if it did both colors together. It probably does, but that's all right. All right, we're going to score. So you need 6x6 papers, 2 of them. A lighter weight cardstock is best. Don't get the really heavy stuff. Like this is too heavy. I think this was 160. I don't know, something like that. I don't know what the weight is because I don't think it even tells me. No, it doesn't say. So first thing you gotta do is score your edge. It doesn't particularly matter, but the edge you score you won't see. So if there's something on there you really, really want, then, you know, don't score that edge. I think I want my bottom piece to fold up. So I think I want, I'm trying to see if I do it this way. I'm trying to get compass. I don't know if I can get compass on there. If I do compass, will it show the right direction? It's hard to tell. No, that's the wrong direction. All right, so I have to go this way. There's a little compass there too. If I fold it up from there. All right, so I think I'll do the score on this one here. So I'm gonna score 1 centimeter, which is basically 3/8. I'm just saying a centimeter because it's easier for me to do it on this board. So do a score at 1 centimeter, whichever direction you want it to go. So there's one, and then this one doesn't particularly matter, but I'll make the lines go the same way. Do I like the D? I'm trying to see which folds up on the bottom. That's not bad. All right, I'm gonna do this side so that the D still shows. 1 centimeter. I know I scored them but on opposite sides, but it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to fold it there. All right, so I'm leaving the D for Dawn. Hopefully it'll show. It might not. I don't know. We'll see. So fold them over. Okay, and then you want to fold up to the edge. Zoom in just a little. So fold up to the edge. Hopefully it lines up and matches like it's supposed to. All right, there's that one. This one up to the edge. I'm doing it with the white there so I can see. It doesn't really matter which way you fold it. But that way I can see the edge. All right. So you end up with a piece that looks like that. I like that. Okay. And then you have to decide which you want on the top or bottom. Where this fold is does not really matter. It can be on either side. If you have something you really want to show on that side, then, you know, put it that way. So I think I'm going to do this with the D on the top there. So I'm going to make this one the, I'm trying to think how much shows of that. You know what, if I do this one on the bottom shows the most. I might have to adjust my fold just a fraction. I saw some white. I can ink it so that white doesn't show, but I did see a little bit of white there. I might ink it. All right, so we're going to do it this way. Now, she glued hers at this point just by putting glue here and gluing it down. I'm not going to glue it because I had a really hard time getting my thing in there to punch the holes. So I'm going to glue it after her video than mine. I am going to ink that with some, I think some green or something, just in case it shows. I might could ink it later, but I'm not 100% sure if I could get to it. I could even use brown. It doesn't have to be green, just as long as it doesn't show. I know I have brown sitting here, but I don't know where my green is. It's floating around here somewhere. So I'm just going to ink this just because it looked like it was going to show just a little bit. You shouldn't really have to ink this spot, but if it's showing, go ahead and ink it because then it won't drive you nuts later. I'm just going to do it because my folding isn't perfect. That one's really on its last leg. Okay, so where's my D? There it is. So I'm going to put this so that it's on the bottom. So the bottom piece, I feel like was about, I wrote this down. Let me see, because I was trying to guess about where it was. It looked like it was about 1 3/4. So we'll try that loosely and see. That's about 1 1/2. Let's see if I do it there. And then this one will be a little from the top. Let me see which direction I want to go. This one will be about 1 inch from the top. I'm trying to get this little compass to show. So I'll just make 1 inch. I'm not going to push down yet because I kind of want to see if it's fitting even. And then I'll push it down. That's not too bad. All right, I think that's about right. So I'm going to keep this one at about 1 1/2. I might glue that just because. Can't tell if it's my fold or the fact that it's just falling apart on me. It's probably just falling apart. I'll ink it if it's going to show. Stay where you're supposed to be. Where's my bone folder? Alright, so there's that piece. And then this piece, you want it to go inside and have somewhat even pockets. I might make that one just a little bit shorter, not much. Teeny bit shorter. We'll go about there. See what that looks like. It's fighting me. This paper's thicker than you'd think. It's not that thick though. It's really not. Not quite. Move it down just a bit. Trying to get them somewhat even. It's not a big deal, but I like even stuff. All right, that's pretty good. So that's at least showing. This has got some wording that's upside down, but it doesn't really matter. So we're going to hit that with the bone folder. So then you've got basically 4 pieces like this. Okay, now our ends aren't glued yet. We'll glue those in a minute. I am going to ink that spot though. I have a feeling it's going to show because my fold's off. I thought I folded good. Some of this will be possibly punched out. I don't know yet, so I might ink that with green. Do I have green? I do have green. I don't know where my green is. What does this one say? That one says rustic wilderness. I feel like peeled paint would be a better option. Let me see. There's peeled paint. Is that sager than I think it is? Maybe it is. Oops. It's an oxide, so it'll cover more. Oxides have pigment, so they tend to cover a little more. There, that blends a little bit better. I could suppose cut it with the scissors, but I'm not gonna. All right, so this will go like this. This will go like this, and you want to line it up all nice. And we're gonna make marks for our little notches. I'm not reading my instructions, which I should be. What does this say? Decide on eyelets or brads. I have to do that. We're going to go ahead and make our notches for our circles though, because I want to glue it. And I can't do that until I make my notches. All right, so I'm just going to line it up to where there is a center point. I think about there. And then I'll just use a ruler. Clear one. And I'm just trying to get a center so that I can get my notches kind of sort of in the same placement, hopefully. That's the goal. Pencil might show. Probably be better off with my chalk pencil. I don't know if that's going to show it all. Where's my chalk pencil? That looks pitiful. I need to sharpen it. All right, that's fine. So I'm just putting a little, I'm going to scooch over just a little because I want the mark to go in the right spot. Just a little center mark so that I know where to put a notch on each pocket. Okay, and if I want, I go ahead and put the brad notches too. So the brads I want to go, I'm using the really tiny brads, so they won't take up a lot of space, but I want them as close to the edge as I can get so that I have the most room out of a pocket I can get. So these are pretty small. They're teeny, teeny, tiny. They actually have screw heads. But they're not going to take up, put it upside down. They're not going to take up a lot of space. I could use my regular ones, but I think I'm going to use these so they don't take up too much space. So I'm going to move over just a fraction. Well, I want my notch, my pencil's not sharp, so do I have a sharper one? I know I have 2 white ones, I just don't see the other one. It's really hiding in there. Is it any sharper? It's a little sharper. All right, so your brad you want to go, if you're going to round the corner, keep that in mind, which I might do. So we'll drop it pretty low so I have room to round the corner. So can I mark a measurement? It looks like if I do a centimeter, that might be about the right spot. So I'm going to do it at a centimeter. And then move that so I can get it at the right spot. And I can't see, but I think it's there. So I'm just going to go ahead and mark this now, even though I'm not doing it right this second. So about a centimeter. And then distance from the edge looks to be, I don't know, 1/8 of an inch or so. I might have to turn it upside down though. I can't put my ruler there. Keep it together. Because remember, you're not glued yet. Alright, so that looks about right. centimeter and about there. And, you know, you want them to be somewhat, you know, nicely even so they look best. I wish my pencil was working better. It's not great. But I think centimeter will give me room. I can always erase this mark if it's not going to work after I round these corners. All right, there. So we've got marks for the center and marks for our brads. And I'm just going to stick this in here for a moment. I have 3 colors of these. They come in a set of 3 when I bought them. One was antique silver, copper, and antique brass. There's not a lot of difference, but there's a little bit. I need a little punchy thing. Let's see. I have a piece of foam sitting here. Yep. I need my smaller piece. Let's see if I can find my smaller piece. Oh, there it is. Smaller piece of foam. All right. First I'm going to do the notches. So I'm going to open it back up. This way I can get my notch in there easily. So I'm going to line it up to the center of that little mark. And, you know, depending on how good I am at doing that, it may or may not be in the right spot, but I am going to attempt. But that's the nice thing about not gluing it first, is that you can get your little punch in there without fighting. I'm trying to make them all line up. That's the goal. And then I'll go ahead and glue them. Although I might actually ink that inside because I didn't do double-sided paper. So I might ink it. Although actually there's going to be a tab there. It won't matter because there's going to be a tab there. One more. All right, so now we have all of our little notches. There's going to be a little tab there, so it'll probably cover that spot, so I'm not going to worry about inking that up. Well, I might go ahead and ink it only because it'll be easier without the tab. So I'll ink it ahead of time. So let's do that. I'm going to use something dark. Maybe scorched timber. The green is kind of cool, but it's not quite the same shade. So I think I'll just go with scorched timber. I hope this turns out good. Like I said, I haven't really tried one. It looks cool. Hey Dorothy, I haven't seen you in forever. I hope you're doing well. And put some of the scorched timber on here too. Like I said, that middle will have a tab so you won't see it. I might try to see if this notch shows. It might not. It might show. That's pretty dark, so it might show. I may trim that, guys. It's really gonna bug me. I can't believe I'm that far off on my fold. It's the only one, really. It's so much easier to ink these if you don't glue it first. So much easier. So if you watch her video, you'll notice she says glue it first. And I really didn't want to fight having to open it and get my fingers in there to do it. Get them all? Nope, that's that one. And I'm zoomed. The outside edge could be inked last, so I'm not going to worry about that. All right, that's the inside, that's the outside. All right, there. Now we can glue that edge down, because that should be all we need. Oh, we got to do the tabs, though. that'll be a lot easier without having to fight with that too. You know, I'm gonna do the tabs. I'm gonna do the tabs because it's just gonna be easier. All right, so I need a kind of a contrasty paper for the tabs, ideally, I think. So she did a couple different ways. It depends on what kind of a punch you have. I don't have like one of those whale tail ones. I don't have any kind of a tab punch. Strangely enough, but I don't. So I usually just make one. I'm gonna see if I have any made, because I do have a whole container of whale tails here floating around. Faux whale tails. Let's see if they'll fit. I also have a pre-made tab thing, but I think they're all really big. Let's see if any of these work. So you just want some sort of a tab that matches. And if I don't see anything, I'll just grab another piece of paper and cut some. I may not have any. Honestly, I've used a bunch of these. You know what? Let's just grab one of those papers and use it. There may even be some really cute ones in the field note stuff. I just don't know. So I'll grab this paper I have here. See. I printed out a bunch of field notes to use for, I printed them small to use them for just little tickets and things. There's always a possibility there might be something on there for a tab that could look interesting. Like maybe that one right there, maybe. Might do it on one of them. I'm just kind of looking. I don't know what all I printed out. What's this one? I have two of them. They're different sizes. I'm going to cut this out real quick and see what it looks like. This was only printed to use for cutouts. It was not printed for anything else, so. You know, a tab doesn't have to be specifically a tab. It could be any kind of a paper. Let's see if I can get in here. Let's cut this. Let's see what this looks like in it. It might look cool. It might not. I don't know. Don't you know? Alright, let's see. If I put that in the top one. It depends if I wanted it folded over. Folded over, the word won't be the right direction. But if I just set it in there, I can't remember if I think she folded hers over. So maybe if it's being folded over, that won't really work. Not with a word on it. So, not with a word on it. So I might just do plain. And we can use this for decorating. That's fine. Alright, so that's not really going to work because of folding it over, which I hadn't thought about. Okay, let's just find some plain stuff in here. What do we got that would make good tabs? I know there was some pattern ones. And there's also that word one. There's this map one. It's interesting. And this one had... We already have the green. We don't want more green. And we don't want that because we already used that. This is like Harlequins. Doesn't seem real field notey, so maybe not. This grungy multicolored thing is kind of interesting. Maybe. That could be a possibility for tabs. It's definitely contrasty and it has the same shades. Kind of like that. Do you like that, John? And then I had the words floating around here somewhere. But they'll also be upside down. So that could be an issue. I don't think I want to use them because they'll be upside down. And then I had that, which it would be upside down, but it wouldn't be as noticeable that it's upside down. What do you think? Any thoughts, Dawn? She's still floating around? All right, so I'm thinking that maybe this could be fun. All right, let's do that. I don't see you replying. If you reply real quick and let me know, I'll change it. But so I'm thinking I will just make a square and then round the corners because I don't have like a punch. You could do a circle or a square. I don't know if one will look better than the other. If I did a circle, it would need to be like at least 1.5 inches, I think. Maybe do one circle and see what it looks like. So if I did a circle and turn it into a whale tail, so you get a circle, you fold the circle in half. Okay, and then you punch the side with probably the 1 inch. It's always a little tricky, but I can never eye it, so I'm just going to mark it, guys. Pencil, 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 pencil. I really need my sharpener. So I'm thinking somewhere about here. I'm just eyeing it so it's in the right spot. This is how I make a kind of a faux whale tail tab, because I don't have one of those. And then you can end up with that, and then that can go see where it lines up, if it looks good. So either that shape, it's not bad, or if I did a square, of course I don't have a square punch, that means I have to cut it out. I could just cut a line off of it. I go probably 1.5 because I'm around the corners. Try to line it up on my board here. Probably be easier to use my cutter. I don't know. I'm being lazy, I guess. So I'm going to do a 1.5 by, I guess, 1.5. I need one of those little mini guillotines. That could be handy. I don't know. I don't need more tools, guys. I have plenty of tools. I don't need more. I need to quit buying so much stuff. I have no idea if this is going to work out even. Probably not. Oh, it does. That's funny. All right. So if I do square, you would take it and fold it. We'll see if it's deep enough. Did I go deep enough? Ooh, I don't know. Maybe. Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. Yeah, I did. All right. And then I think round the corner with the rounder. Where's it at? I'm trying to decide which one I like better. Ooh, can I get it in there? Yeah. Just barely. Just barely fits in there without being too small. All right, so around those corners. And then you've got this kind. Like that. I kind of like that better. What do y'all think? I think I like the square. I don't know why. But I think I do. All right, we'll go with the square. I'll save that little whale tail. Save it for something. We'll do the squares. I think they'll look best. All right, so which color looks better with that green? Let's go ahead and just do all of these. Where do I want to fold this? I'm debating which side contrasts better. Kind of half dozen the other. One half dozen the other. All right, fold that. See if I can get it in there. It's a tight fit. It's so tiny. All right, there's two more. We'll go this way. I like that they're all just slightly different. That'll be cool. And I'm making sure I'm punching on the side that isn't open. To get in there. 3. One more. Let's go this way. Can't really see. All right, there. I'm gonna ink them. Where'd my ink go? Where'd my thingy go? There it is. Is that it? Yep, that's it. All right, so we got our little tabs. We're just gonna ink them. Scorched timber. This is real cute though. I like it. And you can decorate them however much or little you want. They're nice just plain as well. All right, so I think I'm gonna put the tabs in and then I'll glue the sides, I think. I might have been able to get the tabs in there without waiting, but I don't know. So let's look at colors, see which looks best. I think I like that one there. And this bluish color on the brown, I think. And then this lighter color on that green. Yeah. And then this one here. All right, so we'll glue those in. Let's see if I can remember where they go. I just kind of set them in order. All right, so we'll start with this one. So you want it to show, so you want to glue it where it's even. So about there, and as high as you want. As long as your white's not showing, it doesn't really matter. I'll probably try to go about halfway on each one so they're the same. Let's see if I can set it in there. Man, that's tricky. I've tempted the market. My art glue is not going to give me much room to move. I'm just going to put a tiny little dot. Where'd my glue go? There it is. All right, glue this down, glue the back and the front. You don't really have to glue the inside, but why not? All right, let's see if we can get this in the right spot. I'm not pushing. They look fairly straight. I think so. All right, there's one. So this one's next. I don't know if I'm doing this and making it harder than it is or not. I tend to overthink things. Look about the same. It looks about the same. It's hard to get them straight. It really is. No, I'll never do it that way. I just won't. I know my limits, and that is one of them. I'm better off just marking it. All right, that looks straight. Up, lay down. See how crooked it gets on me? It moves almost as soon as I lay it down. I'm trying to use my grid so I can get it somewhat straight. Otherwise, it'll be like all wonky. Off one direction, not the other, and I don't know why, because I can't seem to do it. I don't want to keep using that. Where's a pencil? Pencil. Ah, there's a little pencil. Line up my 2 dots. And then I'm just kind of looking because, you know, chances are it's still crooked. Just a fraction. There. Pretty good. All right, there's 2. Phew, this is going to take me forever. Third one. Try to line it up. Not to move when I set it down. Probably get faster if I did about 10 of these, right? Y'all still here? I'm not seeing comments. Dawn might have fallen asleep on me. My talking puts her to sleep. I put myself to sleep. I'm sitting there watching YouTube the other day and one of my videos came on. Before I knew it, I was asleep. Relatively straight. All right, last one. Still debating on trimming this one. I think I will. It's fine when it's flat, but when it's folded, it keeps trying to be weird. I'm gonna trim it because it's gonna make me crazy. Line you back up. About there. Even my dots look crooked. Now we can definitely glue those sides. The brad's going to go through each individual piece, so it doesn't matter if the inside piece is glued. So I'm just going to glue along this line. Not too close to the outside because I don't want it to ooze out and glue it together. The outside you can get as close as you want, but the inside, be careful. So just lay that flat. You can just double check and make sure you didn't glue it together, but chances are it's fine. Yeah, that's fine. All right, so there's that one. Glue this one. I have it on the other side, but it doesn't really matter. Like I said, it's not a huge deal which side it's on. Go. Now we got to put our little brads. So we've got a little white marks there, which amazingly are still there. So that's where we're at so far. Isn't it cute? I'm going to put this in because it's going to take me a minute to get back to the glue part. It's already starting to dry. Alright, so we want our little brads, so I've got my little piece of foam here. I might get the bigger piece. This piece is just going to be, I have a medium size somewhere, but I don't know where it is. So, alright, so what we want to do is punch our hole for our little brads only through the pocket part, not all the way through to the back. You could, but if you do, then you can't glue it. Not that it probably wouldn't hold just fine, honestly, but this is the way she did it, so this is the way I'm doing it. I just need my awl. And these are really, really small brads, so it's not going to take much of a poke. Oh, I was going to corner around these. Let me do that real quick so I can see how far down I need to go for sure. Where is my corner rounder? It's here somewhere. There it is. Okay. Probably should have done that before I put my tab in. Maybe I'm not going to corner around them. Stood there and I said it, didn't I? It's not a big deal, but if I really wanted to do it, I could just hand do it, but I think I'm going to leave it. So if you're going to corner around it, do it before you put your tab in because you can't get in there. Yeah, we're just going to leave it. Maybe I'll remember on the buns. That's what I was going to do. I think it looks good either way, but yeah. It was my plan. Does those look even? Gosh, they do not look even at all. We're going to come down to a little bit on this one. Boy, I can't poke a hole straight even. All right, where's my little brads? You said them here somewhere. There they are. Let's go with maybe antique brass. I hope they show up enough. I might have to use the bigger ones. They're really small. Oh my goodness, if I can get it in the hole. They are so small. I could have come over so much further. It's all right, but it means my pocket will be pretty narrow. How big are my bigger brads? Let me look at the next size up. These are cute, but they're almost too small. They're almost so small they don't show up much. I don't know. On a lighter paper, they'd probably show up better, but not on this paper. Let me see what I have brad-wise. I have these button ones. What colors do I have? Sorry. Nope. Trying to figure out where the brads are. They're here somewhere in one of these little containers. Oh, there's some. So I have silver. I have white. I have a dark color. Copper. And then antique. So let's see. I think these will be better. So a little tiny brad, you go back in there for now. These are still very small, but not as tiny. So that's that coppery color. I don't know what it's called. It's in here. And then I have this color. I'm just going to see what they look like. Wow, those holes are so far off. Girl, you can't poke a hole. I kind of like the lighter. I got one more color. Wait, what's the other color? This is like a... Can you even see? What do y'all think? So this is, I guess, antique brass. And then that would be like bronze, maybe. And then the other one was copper. And then I still have, I have of course silver, but I don't think silver is good for this. And then I have regular like goldish color, which is too bright. Any thoughts? Anybody say anything? If not, I'll pick it. Waiting. Somebody, I think I can see the comment. I saw it on my iPad. All I gotta do is get it to come up on my phone so I can read it. Phone, really? Oh my gosh, look at all these comments, guys. Comments are killing me. They're not working right. Nope, you pick like them all. All right, that works. I think I like... Get it in the hole. I think I like that one. I think it shows up well. Which one was that? This one? Throw a bunch of those down there. Put that back in the copper. Okay. No idea which way these were on. I always get them on wrong and then they don't fit. Probably wrong. I don't know. I'm going to stick it on there for now because I don't want to lose them. Oh, maybe it's right. All right. Okay. Perhaps I still had one of those. I think that was the other color. All right. Go in there. Let me see if these look right. Oh my gosh. Yeah. It's not straight. I'm going to try to push it down where I need it. I moved the hole a little bit so I can move it down. Okay, it'll work. So try to get your legs to go up and down on your brads. I have to lay it on something harder. That way, when you glue it down, they'll be out of the way. Ideally. You could cover them with a piece of tape or something if you were real worried about it. I am just going to try and make sure that they are. It's a good thing I came down as far as I did, or they would have showed over the top. That one needs to drop a little bit. It's trying to go with the first hole I punched. All right, it's close enough. It's going to be a little bit crooked on. Sorry. I'm sorry. I tried. All right, let's see if we can get these holes better. It's so challenging. All right, 2 more holes, hopefully straight. What if I used a ruler? Think I could do it straight if I used a ruler? Maybe. That might help. That might help. Then I can hopefully get them in approximately the same spot. Okay. Next time I know, use a ruler. I was watching Margaret and she's just eyeing it. And it turned out perfect. I'm like, what? Girl. I am not that person. Nope, I am not. All right, let's poke our little holes in there. And there. Turn her over. Legs turn the right direction. Okay, get those. One there. Never fails it the wrong way. They're always the wrong way. Look over. Turn. Turn, turn, turn. All right, 2 more. Almost got it. These projects always look so short when you watch the YouTubers who record, because they have pauses. I don't have pauses because mine are all lives. I always think, oh, that's a quick, easy project. No. 2 hours later, no. All right. So we've got our little legs on there. Where does this go? What did you do? Did you fold it wrong? I put the brads on the wrong side. On this one. Just this last one. Did y'all see me doing that? Were you yelling at me? I do that all the time. Be watching somebody, I'm like, no, stop, you're doing it wrong. And you can't hear me, you know. Just like I can't hear you. All right, get it the right direction. It goes this way. Silly. Did it right on the other one. There. Try that again. But I'm sitting there yelling at the person, like, no, no, stop, it's wrong. Margaret was cutting something the other day, and it was so crooked. And I was like, does she not see how crooked that is? And she didn't see it. Until she was done. It wasn't lining up, and then she couldn't figure out why. So it's because that first cut was super crooked. All right, there. Now we got them on there right. So then you want to glue them, the pockets, or you can decorate first. I don't think it matters if you glue first or decorate first. I don't know that it matters. I don't see why it would. Unless you wanted to put something in there, it might be easier to tuck behind first. But I don't think it's that big of a deal. I think I'll go ahead and glue it. Alright, so these you glue the pockets just like you would any other normal pockets, just on the edges and where the brads are. So if the brads are, if you think they're going to show, this one's really close because that hole is way too high. I don't think I can adjust it. The only way I could adjust it would be to glue a piece of paper in there and move it down. You know what? I could just cut the tail off of the brad, but the fact that the hole's off is bugging me too, so I'm going to take a little piece of paper. I'm just going to grab a green from somewhere. Find a green, that color. I'm sure I have something. This is close enough. We'll grab one of these little pieces. something that's similar to that. That's pretty close. So here's what I'm going to do. I am going to repair my hole. Horribly did. Doesn't even need to be that big. Half that. So you want the glue on the colored side. Where's my glue? Could probably even use regular glue, but I'm just going to use this glue. Drop it. Tweezers. Tweezers will be best. Alright, I'm going to repair this hole and try to get it in the right spot. Okay. Yeah. Alright, let's poke it again. Where's my pokey thing? First, you don't succeed. Try again. I'm guesstimating about how far down that is. Should be about there. Now I've got that material in there that's just sealing up the first hole that was a little bit off. The back you won't see anyway, so it doesn't matter. Better. I'm much happier now. Alright, so we're going to glue the pockets down. So I don't know if you start with one or the other. We'll start with this middle one. So glue the side that's shorter so you know where to stop. I'm just going to glue kind of to the edge of that brad. Hopefully the brad won't move around. Like I said, you could throw a little piece of tape on there, I suppose. I don't know. Maybe a little piece of masking tape or something. Should that stuck down. These are small pockets because we're using 6x6s to start with, so they are small pockets, but that's okay. So this one, that pocket goes on the back of that. Oh, I could do the bottom, but honestly it's not necessary. Because it feeds all the way down, so it doesn't really matter. So I'm not going to do the bottom. I don't think it's necessary. Okay, that one goes there. And then the last one, scooch that little tail over just a little bit. Goes there. All right. Now we have little pockets that are cute, and we can decorate them a little bit with something. Let's see if I can figure out where these guys go. I think these are all the same color, maybe. Same color? I think so. Is it that one? No, I think it's the one under it. Is it copper? No, that's copper. 3 down. Is that it? Yep, that's it. Alright. There's that. Get the little teeny brads away. I haven't used those a lot so far. I have used them in a few things, but not a lot. So now, I'm going to decorate it. So let's look at how it looks on the pages. Where'd you put it? Oh, there it is. What did I say? First one, second one? I don't even remember now. This one? No. Where was it? I think it was maybe the last one. Not that one. It could go. Let's see where it looks best. Oh, that messes with my eyes for some reason. I'm not sure. I think I like it there. Some of the other spots, it was just kind of messing with my eyes. Especially the blue for some reason. I don't know why. It does something weird to my eyes. Probably just me being overly sensitive. I think I'll put it on this one. I like it on that one, I think. Alright. So we're going to figure out how I'm going to put it on here. The idea was to just glue it in spot, but I gotta do something prettier than that. What do I got? I can stay. It's not. It's fighting me. There. Let's see. Papers. 5 billion papers floating around my room. What do we got? Sorry. I have a huge container. I'm going to totally knock that off of there. Let me move it before I make a mess. And we'll move these over here so I can trip on them later. Okay. Let me zoom back out. I'm too close now. Oops, wrong way. Okay, let's see. What do we got that would match? Maybe look good with this setup. We have herbs. We have, that's a little booklet I'm going to do at some point. We have mushrooms. About the color. I like it, but I don't like it. I like the design. I'm just not sure about the colors. I haven't printed out a lot of stuff yet, so I have to kind of see what I have. If I don't see something, I can always come back to it. Some butterflies. I'm debating if I'm going to tear it and put it behind it. Ooh, that's bright. Paper towel. I saved this. I was inking the other day and I was like, oh, that's kind of pretty. I'll save it. Don't know what I'll use it for, but I'll save it. Might use it for something. Maybe. What we got in here? A bunch of grungy stuff down here. Paper towels and grungy papers. Grungy papers. Debating if I want to, I could do it like a double pocket. debating on the color. Oh, brown. No, green's better. Maybe like a double pocket. I think I kind of like that one. Look at that. Isn't that crazy? Alright, I think I'll do a double pocket with that. Too busy. I wonder if I have like field notes word or something, some sort of label. I'll have to see. Probably have something somewhere, maybe. Alright, let's do this as a double pocket. Pulling stuff out. Alright, where's my size? Steady it for me. See where it goes. So this needs to be, I have to even it out because this is just a cracker box. It hasn't been cut or anything. I just said what color I like and where I like it. I like a little bit of that brown on there, I think. Just debating if I want the brown at the top. I think I want the brown at the top. Alright, so we'll cut this about here and maybe here. Probably almost the whole length wherever square is. So try to square this piece off because it's definitely not square. Cutter always gets all that fuzz in there. All right, there's that. Ink it. How dark? Maybe this dark. So this could be a double pocket. I'll have to decide if I want to notch or not. We'll see. I'll see how it looks without a notch, and then we'll go from there. Give a little bit of ink on the edge. And I'll do Bonnie's probably off camera. I may ask if she has a preference on the papers that I had. And then I will show you the results next time. Alright, let's see what that looks like. So we put it like this. Where's the fold? So about yay, there. Does it need maybe. Let's put a little notch. See if I can get it centered. Kind of, sort of notch. Not a real big one, just a little one. Right. So we're going to glue this just on the 3 sides. Glue. forgot what was on the other side of this. It's pretty too. I always do both sides in case they're journaling cards. Let's see, where was the center? I'm using the grid as best I can. Okay, and then we'll do this one. It could have a pocket back there, so we'll glue the 3. It won't be it'll be more of a, like maybe a bookmark type pocket. That'll help keep those brads secure too. Center. Make sure it glues down good. A little bit thicker paper. Okay, I like that. So what do I have? Got some circles. Anything that works on a circle? Maybe. Maybe not. Let's see. Green in that one. Green in that one. Not a lot of room. They're very small. I like the green, I think. I think I have 2 of each of those. So yeah, let's go with that one. It's like a greenish blue. I think I like the dragonfly thingy. We'll loosely call it a dragonfly. I'm 90% sure this is all AI stuff. These are from her Field Notes kit. What else do we got? Anything that would look good. Too small for a label. That's pretty long. We could use that probably. And little number. I had some little numbers that I got from cutting out one of the pages. Still have those. Got like 4 of them. Could put one of those on there. I might have to ink it, but I don't know if I want to cover her D or not. Not that you can really tell it's a D anymore, but it is still there. Alright, maybe something like that. And then I'll probably ink this. Some of these are printed on ivory and some are printed on white. I don't know. Not working for me. Maybe a little bug. I don't know if I have one small enough. And I thought I was too small. Little did I know. I'm going to cut this flower out because I think it'll fit. These scissors are so noisy. Kind of crooked. Straighten her up a little bit and I'll ink it. So I think this should fit in one of these. A little bit tall. Maybe this one. Also, there's a hole there. Maybe. It'll work. Just white on the back, but I think I'm just going to leave it. You could always journal on it if you wanted. Put little notes. I'm not going to bother lining them or anything like that, though, because I think that might be a little much. Also, just stick that one in that one. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pockets. So many pockets. This little one might fit there. It's kind of dark though. Do I have a lighter one? Let me see if I have something lighter. Oh, where's all these papers I printed out? There they are. Alright, we got little stamps. I wonder if one of those stamps will work. They're all so big. I might could fit one of the little bugs. Maybe a ladybug. This ladybug's kind of small. Is that the smallest one I have? I think I printed this twice. Did I? No, maybe just once. Alright. Let me see how big that ladybug is. This is from Tiny Insects by J. Lou Lee Designs. That ladybug or that ladybug? That one's kind of orange. I'm just going to cut out the ladybug itself. I actually have some die cut bugs, but I think they're all too big. So I'm just going to see if I can put a little ladybug or something in one of these pockets. Probably that one. I think it fits best. Little ladybug, come here. That was a lot of glue. Let's take some of that off. Went a little crazy. Little ladybug there. Okay. And what else do we got? Okay, the praying mantis. Sorry, I'm probably out of camera. Do I have a label? I want a label. Not on there. Let me look at my labels. I had nature labels at one point that I printed and made. I just don't know where I stuck them. Let's see. We have a couple of garden things. I'm looking off camera because I don't have room to put it up there. One says the hum of bees is the voice of the garden. Is there bees? There's not really bees on that. We might save that one. Let's save it for later. What else do I have? Change the world. Spirit. Where are my nature labels? Fall, Christmas, winter. I know I have nature labels, guys. I just don't know where I stuck them. Maybe they're in my other label folder. Let's see if I can find it. Maybe in here. Fall. Brave little faith and joy. Journal. I mean, it's not field notes, but it could still work. I'm not sure because there's not really. I might keep that one out though because I do like it. Mushrooms, but I don't have any mushrooms on that. Daydream. I have a whole set of nature labels. Goodness only knows where I put them. I don't know where I put them. I only have so many places I could have put labels. So they gotta be around here somewhere. I just don't know where that is. I'll have to find them. I might have to print more out. Alright, we have mushrooms. What else do we got? What time is it? 10 minutes. Okay. What's in here? These are Tim Holtz specimens. Specimen. I'm going to be doing some specimen cards, so I don't want to use up all my specimens either. Let's see, what does this say? Collect. That might work. Maybe that. Maybe a bug or something on it. Or a mushroom. I haven't decided what kind of a card I'm gonna put in there yet. I'll find one later. I'm sure I can find one. I just don't know what yet. These little mushrooms are cute though. So I might just throw some mushrooms up here. Have the collect sign kind of coming out of it. Some mushrooms. That could work. Maybe. I'm debating on where I want it. Maybe just off to the side. How far over can I go? Right there. Okay. Do I have any with a little bit of red and green? More brown. I like the red. So it matches that plate a little bit. Prefer one to be maybe a fraction taller, but I suppose I could throw a butterfly or something up there. I'm gonna run out of time. Everything takes me so long, guys. It's so slow. This one's too big, I think. Yeah, that's too big. Oh my gosh, they're so hard to get back in these slide things. That's not terrible. I think it needs something else. Get back in the hole. Circle. I think that's too big. Yeah, that's too big. A small circle. I have a snippet thing somewhere around here. A whole pack of snippets. Can't tell which way's which. I'm just going to throw a couple of things on here randomly, I think. Different colors, if I can find a couple of different options. It's a green butterfly. I can't reach it. Come here. How's this looking so far? Okay. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just grabbing stuff. I feel like I need to go back to the snippets. I have a pack of snippets. I just don't know where it is. Where are they? Snippets, snippets, snippets. Two bags. Where did I put you guys? I'm not sure. I'm honestly not sure. I don't know where this was, but we're gonna put it there. Is it B? Don't drop that. Put this little B there. Okay. Oops, I lost my circle. Actually, we'll put one of these instead. Alright, let's do that. Now I gotta glue it all down. That'll take an hour. No, it won't take an hour. It'll take a while. Alright. Go there. Oh, maybe. I'm not going to fill in all the little tags yet because honestly, I've got to probably cut out a bunch of tags. So we're just going to go for it. I don't even know if I want to ink them. Some of them feel like they need ink, but others doesn't really matter. Put a little bit here and there. Maybe not the butterfly. Just a little. Not much ink on here anyway. Okay, let's glue. I don't know where I had this, but I'm gonna guess. The butterfly needs to go over there before I lose it. I'm just gonna put that there. Put this where I wanted it before I lose it. Somewhere there. I'll snip it. I should ink that. Quit dropping your thingy. There. Not sure if that's the one that was there, but it's going there now. It is going there now. Phew, that took me forever, guys. It's because I didn't have a plan laid out. That's why so often you guys come on and I've already got a plan, because if I don't have a plan, it takes me forever. You know, I don't necessarily mind, but y'all might not want to chill with me for 2 hours. I'm just placing. I don't know. If it doesn't look right, I can add more later. If it needs more or less or whatever. It's got to have a little bit of busyness to it because, you know, otherwise it's just boring. I was going to have you go the other direction, but that's all right. Okay, all those 1, 2, 3. That's in. That's just a little thingy. That's in. That's in. Let's get this mushroom in. No, depending on the tags I put, it might hide some of this, but that's okay. It is not a huge deal. Somewhere like this. I'm going to put it a little straighter. Not quite straight, but ink thingy, glue thingy, bunch of glue. Okay, this guy. Oozing. Quit oozing glue. Let me look at my iPad. I don't think I'm missing comments, but I might be. You never know. Nothing there. Don't see any. All right. I want you over that a little bit. And you can go in the middle. Get on the end. Okay. That's cute. I think it's cute. I may or may not add more later. We'll see. All right. Lid. Looking for my pointy thingy. I've lost my lid. It's here somewhere. There it is. All right. Hopefully y'all like that. Oh my goodness. And I moved my water so I can't clean it. While I clean off my thing so I can get my needle back in. There. Alright. Okie dokie. Well, we got something done. I was hoping it was going to be more, but it was not. It's okay. I don't know where that ink thing is. Alright, so there's our page. Sooner or later I will find more tags and maybe a journaling card or a bookmark. What do you think? Cool? So right now that's the only really tag we have in there. There's a whole 9 places there to put things. So that is the project. Hopefully y'all like that. I think it's cool. I will be back on Friday. Do some more. Don't know what yet. Excuse my yawn. Goodness. Catching up with me. Alright. Y'all have a wonderful rest of your evening. I will see you guys on Friday. All right, take care.